For decades, mysteries surrounding the moon have fueled speculation and debate, particularly following the Apollo missions. Among the most controversial claims is the idea that astronauts may have encountered evidence of extraterrestrial life or ancient alien structures during their lunar expeditions. While some still question whether NASA ever landed on the moon, the majority of experts support the validity of the 6 lunar landing missions. However, a growing number of NASA insiders and whistleblowers have alleged that the space agency has deliberately concealed critical information about what was truly discovered on the moon. One of the most well-known figures making these claims is Dr. Ralph Kennedy Johnston, a former NASA contractor and aerospace engineer. Born in 1942 at Fort Sam Houston U.S. Army Air Corps Base in San Antonio, Texas, Johnston played a crucial role in the Apollo program. He was one of the 4 Civilian Astronaut Consultant Pilots at NASA, responsible for helping train Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins for the Apollo 11 mission. Despite his extensive background in the aerospace industry, Johnston has since become widely known as a NASA whistleblower, though he rejects that label. Instead, he insists that he is simply sharing first-hand information that the public has a right to know. His allegations center around the claim that NASA is hiding evidence of ancient alien cities and advanced extraterrestrial technology on the moon. He asserts that some of these technologies are so advanced that they appear to manipulate gravity itself. Johnston's conflict with NASA began when he was ordered to destroy a near-complete collection of high-resolution glossy photo prints from the Apollo program. These images, which are reportedly of higher quality than what is available to the public, allegedly contain evidence of artificial structures and other anomalies on the moon. Johnston defied this order, choosing instead to preserve the photographs and later share them with the public. Over the past 4 decades, numerous scientists, engineers, and former NASA employees have accused the agency of withholding data and covering up evidence of anomalous objects in space. Many believe that NASA has deliberately hidden the discovery of artifacts on the Moon and Mars, as well as suppressed evidence of potential life detected by the Viking probe in the 1970s. Johnston's claims align with these suspicions, as he insists that Apollo astronauts captured photographic proof of alien structures during their extravehicular activities, EVAs, on the Moon. According to Johnston, NASA was so determined to erase this evidence that they ordered the destruction of all EVA images at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. When he refused to comply, he was ultimately dismissed from his position. His decision to go public with these allegations resulted in his termination from NASA and led to widespread controversy. In 2007, following the publication of Richard Hoagland's book, Dark Mission: The Secret History of NASA, Johnston's name appeared in quotes criticizing NASA for hiding crucial information. Shortly after, Kay Ferrari, the director of NASA's Solar System Ambassadors program at JPL, asked Johnston to resign. When he refused, citing First Amendment protections of free speech, Ferrari allegedly forced his removal from the program. Following his abrupt departure, Johnston stated that he was frustrated with the US government's decision to sit on classified evidence for more than 40 years. He claimed that images taken during the Apollo missions revealed ruins of ancient structures, including massive glass domes, towering stone spires, and even what appeared to be castles suspended in mid-air. The low-quality versions of these images that have been released publicly, according to Johnston, fail to capture the full extent of what was truly found on the moon. Johnston remarked in an interview that he has nothing to lose. The subject of alien structures on the moon remains one of the most hotly debated topics in space exploration circles. While NASA continues to maintain that there is no evidence of extraterrestrial artifacts, whistleblowers like Johnston argue that the truth is being deliberately suppressed. His claims raise questions about the extent of classified information held by space agencies and whether the world has been kept in the dark about discoveries that could reshape our understanding of the universe. As discussions surrounding NASA cover-ups and extraterrestrial encounters continue, Johnston's testimony serves as a reminder that not everyone is convinced by the official narrative. For years, NASA has been accused of hiding evidence of unidentified flying objects and advanced spacecraft captured in its space imagery. While the agency has consistently denied such allegations, Several former employees and contractors have come forward with claims that UFOs have been deliberately removed from official photographs before being released to the public. Among these whistleblowers is Donna Hare, a former NASA contractor, who has made extraordinary claims about the existence of high-resolution images of UFOs that never made it into public view. Hare, who worked for NASA in the 1970s, stated that she was given access to restricted areas where she saw classified space photos. According to her, NASA has a department specifically assigned to airbrush UFOs and other anomalous objects from space images before they are made available to the public. She claimed that she personally saw photographs where unusual objects were removed or edited out, ensuring that no evidence of extraterrestrial crafts would be revealed. In her testimony, Hare detailed a specific encounter with a colleague who worked in the photographic department. He confided in her that he was regularly instructed to remove evidence of UFOs from images taken by NASA's spacecraft and satellites. She also recalled seeing a high-resolution image of a disc-shaped craft floating above the Earth's surface, which was quickly removed from the room once she asked about it. Hare's claims align with long-standing suspicions that NASA has withheld crucial information regarding unexplained aerial phenomena. Many believe that if UFOs had been spotted in space or near the moon, NASA would have every reason to suppress this information, either due to national security concerns or to avoid mass panic among the public. Several other former NASA employees and contractors have made similar statements over the years. Some claim that astronauts aboard the Apollo missions saw strange objects monitoring their activities on the moon, only for their transmissions to be silenced or edited before reaching the public. There have even been reports that NASA possesses images of structures on the moon, suggesting the possibility of extraterrestrial activity or remnants of ancient civilizations. The idea that NASA airbrushes or censors UFOs from its images is not new. Over the decades, amateur astronomers and independent researchers have scrutinized official space photographs and noticed unexplained anomalies, such as mysterious lights, unusual shapes, and objects that appear to be artificially constructed. Some believe that NASA's reluctance to address these anomalies publicly is part of a broader effort to keep the public unaware of the full extent of what exists beyond Earth. One of the most compelling arguments in favor of a NASA cover-up is the sheer number of reports from former employees, many of whom had no reason to fabricate such claims. If Hare and others are telling the truth, then the space agency has been actively concealing evidence of extraterrestrial encounters for decades. Hare also suggested that some NASA employees were warned to stay silent about what they saw. She recalled a chilling conversation in which a colleague expressed fear of losing his pension, or worse, facing severe consequences for speaking out. If this is true, it raises serious ethical concerns about how much the government and its affiliated agencies are willing to hide from the public. Another strong piece of evidence supporting the NASA cover-up theory comes from live-streamed footage from the International Space Station. On numerous occasions, NASA's live feed has suddenly cut off when an unexplained object appears in the background. This has happened multiple times, leading many to question whether the agency is deliberately shutting down live transmissions to prevent the public from seeing something they weren't meant to see. The implications of these claims are profound. If NASA has indeed been suppressing evidence of UFOs and extraterrestrial technology, then the entire narrative of space exploration could be missing key information. Humanity may not be alone, and there could already be evidence of intelligent life that has been hidden from us. As more whistleblowers come forward and technology advances, it is becoming harder for organizations like NASA to keep such secrets buried. In recent years, the US government itself has admitted that military pilots have encountered UFOs that exhibit capabilities far beyond known human technology. With so much growing evidence, the possibility that NASA has been involved in a decades-long effort to obscure the truth becomes more plausible. The question now remains: how much longer can NASA and other government agencies keep this information hidden? If Donna Hare's testimony and that of other former employees are true, then the world may be on the verge of a revelation that could change our understanding of the universe forever. Whether through whistleblowers, leaked documents, or future space missions uncovering undeniable proof, the truth about UFOs and their connection to NASA's space exploration programs may soon come to light. In recent years, NASA has released hundreds of photos that appear to show unidentified flying objects approaching the International Space Station and other space missions. Many of these photographs depict unusual, unidentified objects that do not match any known satellite, spacecraft, or space debris. In some cases, the objects appear to be disc-shaped or orb-like, hovering near the ISS before suddenly vanishing or changing direction at unnatural speeds. NASA has historically attributed these anomalies to light reflections, ice particles, or camera malfunctions, but critics argue that the consistency of these sightings, along with their advanced maneuvers, suggests something far beyond conventional explanations. There have been multiple instances where live NASA broadcasts from the space station were suddenly cut off just as a mysterious object entered the frame. These abrupt interruptions have led many to suspect that NASA is actively trying to conceal evidence of these encounters. Some former employees and whistleblowers have even alleged that NASA regularly edits or censors footage before releasing it to the public. If these UFOs are indeed advanced extraterrestrial spacecraft, it would mean that NASA has been silently observing their presence for decades without providing full disclosure to the public. The increasing number of these images, coupled with whistleblower testimonies and government admissions of UAP encounters, strongly suggests that humanity may not be alone in the universe. Many believe it is only a matter of time before NASA and other space agencies are forced to reveal the full truth about what is really happening in space. Ingo Swan was an extraordinary individual whose abilities challenged conventional understanding of human perception. As one of the most well-known remote viewers in history, Swan was directly involved in classified intelligence projects, including the CIA's Stargate project. His work with the agency led to remarkable revelations, particularly regarding the dark side of the moon. Swan claimed that his remote viewing sessions revealed mysterious bases, structures, and an extraterrestrial presence on the lunar surface. When the CIA declassified documents related to the Stargate project, Swan's involvement was confirmed, cementing his legacy as a pioneer in the field of remote viewing and expanding the discussion on extraterrestrial activity beyond Earth. Swan's journey into the realm of remote viewing began in the 1970s, when his abilities drew the attention of government agencies. Remote viewing is the practice of perceiving distant or hidden objects, locations, or events using only the mind. Swan demonstrated an uncanny ability to describe places and events with extraordinary accuracy, which made him an asset to intelligence operations. Recognizing the potential military and strategic applications of this ability, the CIA recruited Swan to participate in experiments designed to assess and harness his talents for classified missions. The Stargate project, a top-secret program initiated by the US government, sought to explore and utilize psychic phenomena for intelligence purposes. The program was created at the height of the Cold War, with government agencies believing that psychic abilities could be weaponized for espionage and reconnaissance. Swan was among the select individuals tasked with gathering information about distant or inaccessible locations through remote viewing. While many of these operations focused on earthly targets, the most astonishing aspect of Swan's work involved remote viewing sessions targeting the moon. Swan claimed that during his remote viewing sessions, he perceived unusual activity on the far side of the moon, which remains hidden from direct view due to tidal locking. According to his accounts, he observed massive structures, some of which resembled large domes and artificial installations. He described seeing complex networks of buildings, roads, and even evidence of advanced technology. More disturbingly, Swan reported witnessing an extraterrestrial presence on the moon. He believed that non-human entities were operating these bases, engaged in activities beyond human comprehension. What made Swan's revelations particularly compelling was the sense of urgency and secrecy that surrounded his findings. He stated that during his remote viewing session, he felt as though the entities on the moon became aware of his presence. He described an overwhelming sensation of being watched and even pursued, as though these extraterrestrial beings could detect his consciousness probing their domain. This unsettling experience led him to believe that whatever was happening on the moon was not meant to be discovered by humanity. Swan's accounts align with various conspiracy theories and reports suggesting that NASA and other space agencies have concealed knowledge of extraterrestrial activity on the moon. Some theorists argue that the Apollo missions encountered evidence of alien structures but were forced into silence. Others suggest that the reason for NASA's abrupt cessation of manned lunar missions after Apollo 17 was due to an encounter with an intelligent extraterrestrial presence. Swan's remote viewing data provided further support for these theories, indicating that the Moon might be far more than just a barren rock orbiting Earth. When the CIA declassified documents related to the Stargate project, Swan's participation was officially confirmed. While the released documents did not provide detailed descriptions of his findings regarding the Moon, they verified that Swan had been actively involved in high-level remote viewing experiments for intelligence-gathering purposes. The government's acknowledgement of his work lent credibility to the idea that his abilities were taken seriously at the highest levels. It also raised critical questions about what information regarding extraterrestrial activity may still be classified. Swan's experiences have had a lasting impact on the fields of ufology and paranormal research. Many researchers and enthusiasts view his accounts as some of the most compelling evidence suggesting that extraterrestrials have established a presence within our solar system. His revelations have led to increased scrutiny of lunar anomalies, with independent researchers examining photographs and satellite images for signs of artificial structures. Over the years, several images from lunar orbiters have shown unexplained geometric formations and shadowy shapes that resemble towers, domes, and even underground entrances. These findings, coupled with Swan's testimony, suggest that the Moon may not be as desolate as mainstream science claims. Despite skepticism from traditional scientists and space agencies, Swan's credibility as a remote viewer remains intact. Many of his other remote viewing sessions, including descriptions of classified Soviet facilities, were later verified as accurate. His work within the Stargate project demonstrated that remote viewing was considered a valuable intelligence tool by the US government. If his abilities were trusted to gather sensitive information on Earth, it stands to reason that his findings regarding the Moon should not be dismissed without further investigation. Swan's revelations also raise deeper philosophical and existential questions about humanity's place in the cosmos. If intelligent life is operating on the Moon, what is their purpose? Are they observers, guardians, or something else entirely? If governments have known about these extraterrestrial bases, why has this information been withheld from the public? These questions remain unanswered, but Swan's accounts suggest that the truth is far more complex than we have been led to believe. As humanity prepares for a return to the Moon with upcoming Artemis missions and potential lunar colonization, the revelations of Ingo Swan take on new significance. If there are indeed structures and extraterrestrial activity on the Moon, future astronauts may soon be faced with encounters that challenge our understanding of reality. Swan's work suggests that we may not be alone in our celestial neighborhood, and that the Moon holds secrets that could redefine our view of the universe. The story of Ingo Swan is one of intrigue, secrecy, and revelation. His remote viewing sessions, confirmed by the CIA's declassified documents, indicate that the US government actively explored non-traditional intelligence-gathering methods, including investigating extraterrestrial activity on the Moon. His findings, which describe artificial structures and alien presence, provide a fascinating perspective that challenges mainstream narratives about the Moon's desolation. Whether viewed as groundbreaking truth or unsettling mystery, Swan's legacy continues to inspire those seeking answers about the hidden forces shaping our universe. The far side of the Moon has long been a source of intrigue and speculation, with many believing that it harbors secrets hidden from the public eye. While mainstream science presents the Moon as a barren and lifeless rock, multiple accounts from anonymous remote viewers and NASA whistleblowers suggest otherwise. These individuals claim that mysterious bases, artificial structures, and even extraterrestrial activity exist on the Moon's hidden hemisphere. Their testimonies, combined with leaked images and suppressed reports, have led many to believe that a cover-up is taking place, deliberately concealing the truth about what lies beyond humanity's reach. Remote viewing, a practice once studied by the US government for intelligence-gathering purposes, has yielded astonishing results when applied to the Moon. Anonymous remote viewers have reported visions of vast underground facilities, towering structures, and signs of advanced technology on the lunar surface. These descriptions align with earlier claims made by renowned remote viewer Ingo Swan, who participated in the CIA's Stargate project. Swan's experiences, in which he allegedly encountered an extraterrestrial presence on the moon, have been echoed by other remote viewers who describe similar findings. The consistency in these reports suggests that they are not mere coincidences, but rather glimpses into a hidden reality. Some remote viewers claim that the moon is home to massive domed cities, seemingly constructed by an advanced civilization. Others describe tunnels and underground chambers that appear to be artificially designed rather than naturally formed. They insist that these structures are actively maintained and possibly inhabited by unknown entities. In some cases, remote viewers have reported sensing an overwhelming presence watching them during their sessions, as if their consciousness had been detected by non-human intelligence. These experiences mirror Swan's account of feeling observed by lunar inhabitants, further solidifying the belief that something extraordinary is happening on the moon's far side. In addition to remote viewers, NASA whistleblowers have also come forward with startling claims regarding the existence of secret lunar bases. Over the years, former NASA employees, military personnel, and contractors have provided testimonies that challenge the official narrative. One of the most well-known whistleblowers, Carl Wolf, who worked with the US Air Force, revealed that he saw classified images of artificial structures on the moon while handling data from NASA's Lunar Orbiter program. Wolf claimed that a fellow technician showed him photographs displaying towering buildings and domes on the far side of the moon. According to Wolf, these images were quickly suppressed, and the existence of such structures was never disclosed to the public. Another former NASA employee, Donna Hare, also made shocking allegations about NASA's involvement in covering up evidence of extraterrestrial activity. Hare, who worked as a photo technician for NASA contractors, stated that images containing UFOs and unusual structures were routinely edited before being released to the public. She revealed that astronauts and personnel were sworn to secrecy regarding what they had seen, reinforcing the idea that NASA actively conceals information about what truly exists beyond Earth. Hare's statements align with those of other whistleblowers who claim that significant discoveries about the moon have been deliberately hidden. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence supporting the cover-up theory is the abrupt end of manned lunar missions after Apollo 17 in 1972. NASA had originally planned additional Apollo missions, yet these were cancelled without clear explanation. Some theorists argue that this decision was not due to budget constraints, as officially stated, but because astronauts had encountered something on the moon that made further exploration too dangerous. Reports suggest that during the Apollo missions, astronauts witnessed unexplained craft monitoring their activities and were even warned to leave the moon. If these accounts are true, it would explain why humanity has not returned to the lunar surface in over 5 decades. Leaked NASA images and satellite photographs have further fueled suspicions about a lunar cover-up. Over the years, researchers analyzing high-resolution moon images have pointed out unusual structures that appear artificial in nature. The hacking collective known as Anonymous has long been known for uncovering hidden truths and exposing information that governments and space agencies would rather keep secret. One of their most shocking revelations came when they released a series of photographs taken by one of NASA's Mars rovers, revealing what appears to be a skeleton on the Martian surface. This discovery, which some believe to be the fossilized remains of a dinosaur-like creature, has ignited fierce debate and speculation. The implications of such a find are monumental, as it would serve as undeniable proof that life once existed on Mars in a form far more complex than previously believed. The purported discovery emerged when an amateur researcher carefully analyzed one of the Mars rover images, noticing a distinct structure among the rocky Martian terrain. Unlike the countless other geological formations captured by the rover, this particular object bore a striking resemblance to a skeleton. The shape, texture, and arrangement of the bones suggested an organic origin, rather than a mere coincidence of erosion or rock formation. When the image was made public, it quickly went viral, drawing the attention of independent researchers, and even some who were willing to consider the possibility that this was evidence of past life on Mars. One of the most compelling aspects of the image is how natural the skeleton appears. Many who examined the photo commented that if they were shown the image without being told it was taken on Mars, they would have no reason to believe it was anything other than a fossil on Earth. The structure in question appears to have a ribcage, elongated bones, and a skeletal frame reminiscent of prehistoric creatures that once roamed Earth. The detailed nature of the remains suggests that whatever species this belonged to may have been well developed, raising profound questions about the history of Mars and whether it once supported complex life forms similar to those found in Earth's distant past. NASA has remained largely silent on the matter. However, many researchers and skeptics argue that this explanation does not hold up under scrutiny. The alleged skeleton in the image is too well defined and structured to be a simple trick of the eye. Its anatomical features are aligned in a way that strongly suggests it was once a living organism, now fossilized in the harsh conditions of Mars. The fact that NASA has not directly addressed the possibility of it being a real skeleton has only fueled speculation that they are deliberately withholding crucial information about what they have discovered on the Red Planet. The timing of the anonymous leak is also significant. Over the years, numerous anomalies have been spotted in Mars rover images: strange objects, peculiar formations, and even what appear to be artificial structures. While NASA has consistently dismissed these sightings, the growing number of unexplained images suggests that Mars is far more mysterious than we have been led to believe. The presence of a skeleton would be the ultimate game changer, proving once and for all that Mars was not always the barren wasteland we see today. If life once thrived on the planet, it raises the question of what happened to it. Did an extinction event occur, similar to what wiped out the dinosaurs on Earth? Or was there a more catastrophic event that led to the planet's transformation into the desolate world it is today? If the skeleton is indeed real, it also opens the door to the possibility that intelligent life once existed on Mars. Many ancient astronaut theorists have long speculated that Mars was home to an advanced civilization that was either destroyed or forced to evacuate. The discovery of a dinosaur-like fossil could support the idea that Mars had an evolutionary path similar to Earth's, with dominant reptilian-like creatures ruling the landscape before an unknown cataclysm changed everything. Another theory gaining traction is that Mars and Earth may have shared biological similarities due to panspermia, the idea that life spreads between planets through asteroid impacts and microbial exchange. If life on Mars developed in a manner similar to Earth, it is entirely plausible that creatures akin to dinosaurs once roamed its surface. Some even suggest that ancient Martian life forms could have been the ancestors of certain species found on Earth, further deepening the mystery of our own origins. The reluctance of mainstream science to acknowledge this discovery only adds to the growing frustration among those who believe the truth is being deliberately hidden. If the skeleton is indeed what it appears to be, it could be the most significant scientific discovery of all time. Yet, the lack of official recognition suggests that there may be a larger agenda at play, one that seeks to control information about extraterrestrial life and prevent the public from understanding the full extent of what has been found beyond Earth. Anonymous's decision to release these images demonstrates the power of independent investigation in the digital age. Without them, the photo may have remained buried in NASA's archives, overlooked, or intentionally ignored. Their release of the images forces the world to confront a difficult but exciting possibility. Life beyond Earth is not just a probability, but a reality, and evidence of it may already be in our possession. As more people analyze the images and more researchers demand answers, the push for greater transparency in space exploration continues to grow. The discovery of a skeleton on Mars challenges everything we thought we knew about the Red Planet. It forces us to reconsider past assumptions, question the narratives provided by space agencies, and embrace the idea that Mars was once home to creatures far more advanced than previously imagined. The implications of such a revelation would be profound, not only for science, but for humanity as a whole. It would change our understanding of life's presence in the universe, confirm that Earth is not unique in its ability to sustain complex organisms, and raise new questions about what other secrets Mars may be hiding. If fossils have already been found, what else could be waiting beneath the surface? Are there more remnants of past life, or even signs of structures built by intelligent beings? For decades, Mars has been the focal point of scientific exploration, with rovers and satellites capturing thousands of images of its barren, rocky landscape. However, Among these images are a series of mysterious photographs that have fueled intense debate and speculation. Hundreds of photographs taken by NASA's rovers appear to show structures that closely resemble archaeological sites on Earth, suggesting that Mars may have once been home to an ancient civilization. These images, displaying what appear to be walls, pyramids, domes, and even what some claim are roads, have led many to believe that something extraordinary is being hidden about the red planet's history. One of the most compelling aspects of these photographs is the uncanny resemblance that some of the formations bear to ancient ruins on Earth. Researchers and independent analysts have pointed out that certain structures in these images match the geometric patterns and layouts of known historical sites, such as those found in Egypt, Mesoamerica, and Mesopotamia. The level of symmetry and organization seen in these formations raises serious questions. Natural rock formations tend to be irregular and random, yet many of these images show clearly defined shapes, right angles, and patterns that do not typically occur in nature. This has led to widespread speculation that these are not natural formations, but rather the remnants of ancient structures built by an advanced civilization that once thrived on Mars. One of the most discussed images is that of what appears to be a pyramid-like structure standing alone in the desolate Martian landscape. The shape of this formation is strikingly similar to the pyramids found in Egypt, leading some researchers to propose that Mars may have once had a civilization that shared architectural knowledge with ancient cultures on Earth. If this is the case, the implications are staggering. It would suggest that intelligent life not only existed on Mars, but that it may have had a direct or indirect connection to early human civilizations. Some theories propose that Earth and Mars were once linked, either through interplanetary travel or through an advanced race that visited both planets. Another fascinating image captured by the Mars rovers appears to show what looks like the ruins of a temple or a walled city. The photograph reveals a series of rectangular formations and what appear to be pillars and doorways, partially buried under Martian dust. This has led to speculation that Mars may have once supported a thriving society only to have been devastated by some unknown catastrophe. The idea that Mars suffered a planet-wide disaster that wiped out all life is supported by evidence of dried riverbeds and vast canyons, suggesting that the planet once had liquid water and possibly a more Earth-like environment. Some researchers believe that whatever event led to Mars becoming a barren wasteland may have also been responsible for the destruction of these ancient structures. NASA has consistently dismissed these claims, stating that what people are seeing in the images is nothing more than a case of pareidolia, the human tendency to recognize familiar patterns in random objects. According to the space agency, the supposed buildings and structures are merely natural rock formations shaped by erosion and wind over millions of years. However, skeptics argue that this explanation does not adequately account for the sheer number of these formations that appear artificial. If only one or two images displayed such anomalies, it could be dismissed as coincidence. But the fact that hundreds of images have shown similar features suggests that something far more significant is at play. Adding to the mystery, some researchers claim that certain images taken by the rovers have mysteriously disappeared or have been altered before being released to the public. There have been allegations that NASA deliberately blurs or removes anomalies that appear too artificial, further fueling suspicions that the agency is hiding the truth about Mars. If Mars was once home to an advanced civilization, it would be one of the greatest discoveries in human history, fundamentally changing our understanding of life in the universe. However, such a revelation would also pose significant challenges to scientific and governmental institutions, which may be one reason why this information is being suppressed. Many independent researchers believe that the key to understanding Mars lies in the possibility that it was once a thriving planet similar to Earth. Several scientific studies have already confirmed that Mars once had a thick atmosphere, liquid water, and conditions that could have supported life. If this is true, then it is not a stretch to consider that intelligent beings may have once inhabited the planet, leaving behind the ruins that we are now seeing in these mysterious photographs. Some even speculate that the planet may not be as dead as we assume, and that remnants of this civilization could still exist underground. A particularly controversial theory suggests that Mars was home to an advanced race that either fled the planet due to a catastrophe or was wiped out by an unknown force.